Hey, what's up? Some years back when everything happened, I was given certain abilities, no gifts, so to speak, to feel things before they happen. And also the visions before they happen in the form of meditation. First, I didn't understand them. It was a lot, you know, and it was a lot because trying to deal with physical issues, you know, medically, because I'm still a human. At the same time, trying to deal with spiritual things or understand spiritual things. So it took a lot out of me. So I was like, granted, I am in the physical. I would like to have some of that energy just transferred over to where I can just take care of it and focus on the spiritual. The physical. Since I was with the sicknesses and illnesses every day, so I asked y'all to just give me a minute, give me a break to continue to get adjusted and to take those visions and gifts away from me just temporarily, and he did. Then they came back, and I started seeing these, the visions and meditations, etc. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about was how it's just so confusing for me to understand things. Like as I was saying, I had one foot in the spiritual world and one foot in the physical world, which is very confusing because I didn't know how to handle it. But nevertheless, I was still able to feel a lot of the physical, the things that come with being in the physical, the pain, the anguish, the hate, the lust, all the things that man copes with every day and does every day. I felt it and I feel it, and it was disgusting and saddening ever since the day I opened up my eyes again. But I'm just confused because I don't understand. There's so much hate. There's so much anguish and sadness in this world. And greed. And then there's things going over in Africa with the wars. People being displaced in the Congo, which is nothing new because it's been happening for hundreds of years, several hundreds of years. And the things that's happening over in Gaza and the things that's happening in Ukraine and all over the place, and even in this country. It's saddening to see and it's saddening to observe, and I know a lot of people feel that way. But the thing that I don't get is first, let me say it's how these things are still going on and happening. And they've been going on for, like I said, hundreds of years. And yet people, all they do is march or protest. And you have to be honest that sometimes those things only do so much. Most people read and we hear and we've heard about magic being performed in this world. We heard about rituals and priests and things in that nature. And we've heard about Enochian magic, all kind of magic and things, and people who supposed to have these powers and the magic of hoodoo and ceremonial magic and all these things. And it's like, if these things are true, why aren't any of these people using these magic or these abilities that they may have to combat all this evil in this world? How come no one's putting hexes on the countries that are waging war against innocents? How can no one conjure up the spirits or the deities from the other realm to take care of crooked politicians? Or people who like to kill just to be killing? Or rapists or murderers? Why isn't anyone using these abilities to handle all these things? Why? I don't want to say it because I kind of don't believe it. Are they selfish? Were they only thinking about using it if it benefits them? Or is it just they don't know how to do it right, and the things that happen that they supposed to be conjuring up is merely coincidental? There should be, if these things exist, the things we've heard about so much exist, why aren't they using it for good, to help people? And I know people like to think that the Creator lets these things happen. You can't put everything on the Creator. The Creator, for the most part, observes. And the deities that came after that he created, and that deities that was created, it's like they all created something or someone or something. Most of the time you can't blame all this stuff on the Creator. Why God let this happen? God don't let anything happen. Everything happens for a reason. And a lot of things that happen is because man does these things himself. And man's action is what brings on this sorrow, this hate, this pain, or happiness, or whatever it is. So again, I wonder, if all these abilities and these things exist in the world, why aren't nobody using it? Why isn't anyone using it for good, to help the masses, not just their own needs, if that's what they're using it for? Yeah, those things are questionable to me. They are, honestly. And the reason I say they're questionable is because I haven't seen anyone use them for good, if they exist. Now, we've read about heaven and, and things in the scriptures about what happened to people when they pass away, and the spirit and all these things. Now, the only reason I can say that is true is because from my experience, that I do experience, and I was there. I did that. And I know that not just from reading, but from feeling. From experiencing. I was part of everything, the existence, the eternal. I was a part of that. So the soul and the consciousness do exist. I know it's real. But again, the thing that I question is how, if all these things and powers and abilities if they're so real, why aren't they being used to help the masses of people who are going through these things in this world? Again, are they doing it just because it's only when it suits them? Selfishness? Or they don't know how to use it right? Yeah, that was just my question. That's one of the things that bothers me probably almost every day, other than my physical health and mental health, so to speak. So I just wonder why. Like I said, it was sad to come and see all these things. It's like, how can anyone want to come back to this? And yet I did. And every day I ask the question, what can I do to change this chaos? Only Yah knows, and He will reveal it to me in time.